Arey Chintu, Chotu, teeny tiny. I've been called it all. My height has always been a problem. I've always been shorter than others my age. I've always been small. And it bothered me a lot. I always felt that to be a man was to be tall and strong, not thin and tiny and weak like I was. Not being ideal infuriated me and I resolved to cutting myself. Yes, it's true. I thought torturing that wretched body was a way of sleeping remedial. Like punishing, it would make it change.
When I was in school, all my friends would yell at me and call me Kala. Granted, I did have dark skin, but they also hurled curses at me and called me a servant, Shudra, and things like that. They did this because of the color of my skin.
This is not my story, but my friend's. He said I could share it because it's an important one, and it was very sad what happened to him when he was a teenager. He grew up in a very toxic household. His parents always yelled at him for being very sloppy, having pimples, and they were always trying to fix him. They always tried to get him new face washes and yelled at him when he couldn't grow a beard. They kept complaining about how, and I actually heard them say this, ugly he looked. They even called him the ugly duckling, but that he would not become the beautiful swan.
You know that feeling when you bite into a brownie or a slice of cake, how the sugar rushes through you and accelerates you? How when you eat a slice of pizza, the grease and the oozy cheese feels in your mouth? Well, I felt a lot that way and I still do. But this amazing feeling led down to a road filled with dark horrors and twists. It almost felt like there was no escape.
You can't sit with us. No one said that to me. But I am sure I have said it to others from my class. I know it's awful to say something like that. But I was raised with the belief that you have to be beautiful, pretty, and stunning to be popular. That, as a woman, you would have to be skinny with long, thick hair and have an hourglass figure. I changed myself for others, and I think I forgot my true self. I'm still trying to find out the real me, and I hope I get there soon.
Then a beautiful girl came into my life, and she was like me, short, a little chubby, but absolutely amazing. And she showed me that it's okay to be short, that it does not matter how I look physically, but how I am on the inside. That I am intelligent, funny, and clever, and most importantly, I'm kind. She taught me to look at all the things, at all the good things that were right there, and I know now, and I wish others like me do too. That it doesn't matter whether you're fat or thin or lanky or tall, as long as you know you're beautiful on the inside, where it really counts. It's important to love and appreciate yourself because you're worth it.
So what if I'm black? So what if I look like dirt? That doesn't mean I'm dirt. It doesn't mean that I'm not capable. It does not in any way represent who I am and what I can do. So to all those people who told me that I was good only to clean up after others because I was dark skinned, who is now senior engineer at a firm from the United States.
For many years, this played on my friend's mind. It traumatized him, made him feel bad about himself. Now that his puberty is over, he looks good and very handsome. But he's still very fragile about this topic. That is why I'm writing this instead of him. He was hurt a lot by everything his parents said. And I remember him crying in school because his mom said no girl would ever want to marry you. So parents, friends, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, everyone basically, don't criticize the appearance of your child. It can be very painful for them, like it was difficult for my friend. I hope you understand how difficult it is, especially because of Instagram and all those things people have nowadays.
I always enjoyed food, but I wasn't addicted to it. Not until the pandemic hit and turned my world upside down. Well, I was alone and scared, and the food just felt so good. The packets of salty chips and the piles of chocolates and Coke somewhat comforted me. They were my savior. Only they didn't save me. I started gaining weight at first. It wasn't visible. I was, after all, wearing baggy sweatpants all the time. But then the stretch marks appeared and my jeans no longer fit. That's when I realized what I was doing to myself. To comfort myself, I took refuge in none other than junk food, and this vicious cycle went on for a very long time. I was depressed, upset, and everywhere I went, I couldn't wear my favorite clothes. I was extremely unhappy. This was not who I was supposed to be, but you know what? This is who I am, and honestly, who cares about being fat or thin or skinny or plump? No one. I have a great job, friends and family who love me, and I live in a nice house. My life is amazing. Fat and thin, if food brings me a little bit of joy, it is because I deserve it.